on The View from the Bay.
Get it done like a pro. Right now, Michael Finney with 10 easy steps to start your own business.
Great guests.
Wake up, San Francisco.
Good times. All right. And of course, good food.
The View from the Bay starts now.
Now we have 10 easy steps for starting your own business here with the expert advice as a co-founder and CEO of Outright.com. Please welcome Kevin Breath. Kevin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Outright.com is an accounting website and small business website, correct?
Yes, it's designed for self-employed people who maybe don't have the background with accounting or bookkeeping, don't really want to learn it, but need to keep track of their income and expenses to help with tax season.
Now, is this the right time to be starting a business in this horrible economy? But I guess if you can't find a job, a lot of people have no choice, right?
That's exactly right. So, you know, regardless of the economy, if you don't have a better option, if you're looking for a job and it's just not lining up, get out there and find a way to earn a living. It's a great time. You're going to learn invaluable skills that will translate to any career you choose down the road.
I do know that Microsoft and Apple were both formed during recessions. So
yeah,
it can't be all bad.
That's right.
You have some advice for starting out, because there's a whole lot of people that always said they were going to be an entrepreneur, and now they're kind of the accidental entrepreneurs.
That's exactly right. So the first piece of advice we tend to give people is to have an honest conversation with yourself. And what I mean by that is starting a business is hard. It's going to be challenging. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. Things are not going to go the way you expect. It can be very lonely at times. So you really need to figure out if you have the passion and the perseverance. It's one of the most common character traits of successful entrepreneurs. People can persevere. And if you find that you are able to do that, you're going to achieve things that are going to give you a great sense of confidence and fulfillment. But it's really important that you know what you're getting into before you start.
It's kind of lonely.
It's very lonely. It can be, you know, especially, you know, more than half of all small businesses are based out of their home. So you basically have to come up with everything you're going to do each day. You need to find ways to get out there and interact with customers and other business professionals.
You say figure out your value proposition. That sounds so fancy. What does that mean?
It sounds fancy, but it's not. What it really means is figure out what it is that you're providing that's different than the other options that are available to people. Why, when somebody talks to you, are they going to buy your product or service?
Okay. You say find a paying customer.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot because you'll find there are a lot of businesses out there that, you know, when you're thinking of starting a company or starting a business, they want to sell you things to start your business, right? They want you to go out and set up a business license and, you know, buy books and take seminars and stuff like that. That's just a waste of time and money. Until you get a paying customer, you don't have a business, you have an idea, right? So go out, get your first customer. Then you can worry about some of the other stuff. You can go get your business cards and things like that. And when you do get that first paying customer, do whatever it takes to delight them. Because a happy customer is the best sales force you're ever going to get. You want referrals from your customers. So the very first one you get, make sure they love you and they tell all of their friends so their friends tell their friends. And
most people, or many people, when they start out, they look towards friends and family. What you just said almost makes you say, don't do that. You want to go find a real customer, not someone who's going to humor you.
Right. You do want to find somebody who will actually pay you money, so that's a real customer. But you can leverage friends and family to kind of get the word out. And in this day and age with kind of social networking tools like Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and things like that, it's much easier to use technology to get the word out even more broadly. You're not going to have time or be close enough to have coffee with every person you've ever worked with or acquaintances. So to be able to reach out more broadly can provide a lot of value.
Everyone always says use the social networks as you do, as part of your pipeline. If you go on Twitter, you see you're the only guy who's not trying to sell something. I mean, I really enjoy Twitter and I'm on it, but wow, it's like there's a lot of people selling a lot of stuff on Twitter.
There is, and it's pretty hard to cut through the clutter, so it gets back to that kind of value proposition. But also, you want to make sure that when you're on your social networks, you want to connect with the right people. Don't go out and connect to every person, and don't just be putting out every piece of information. You want to provide some value, give people good updates. provide advice. On a lot of the social networks, there are sections that have kind of questions and answers. Go in there and answer some questions for some other people. Show that you have some expertise in a certain area, and that'll build credibility for you, and it's a great way to kind of generate client work.
I've noticed on my blog and on other blogs before, everyone commenting were people that actually cared about that subject matter. Now, clearly, they've been told, go comment on blogs everywhere so that your web address is everywhere, right? I mean, does that work?
Not quite. It's how do you cut through the noise? And if everybody's doing that, it's really hard to stand out. So you do need to augment kind of the online marketing with offline. Get out there and network with other business owners. Go have coffee, especially for service providers. Find other people who provide complementary services. So if you're a graphic designer, go out to meetups and get to know engineers who might have projects where they're going to need some design work. So find other people providing services that are similar to yours and not competitive, and strike up relationships with them.
You say track business income and especially expenses.
Especially expenses. One of the very good advantages of running your own business is that there are a lot of write-offs available to you. So if you don't keep track of the money you made, and especially the money you spent, it's going to be tough to write it off. So the advice we give people is, whether you think it's deductible or not, keep a record of it. Stick it in a shoebox, use a spreadsheet, use a simple website like Outright.com, but whatever you do, don't forget to write it down. Keep track of it so that at the end of the year, you have everything.
Most people that have a passion enough to start a business don't have a passion for any of that, right?
Correct. It's probably the least exciting thing about running a business is all the back office bookkeeping and stuff like that. But it can be real money if you're not paying attention and you're not prepared at the end of the year.
There you go. Outright.com. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now let's toss it back to Kennelly Spencer.
All right, thanks for the good entrepreneurial advice. Coming up next, Bruce and Dells has a surprisingly easy